All right, hopefully I'm on the right channel now. I'm telling you, I keep starting off on the wrong channel because I'm switching around, doing things. But I think this is it. I think this is the right channel. I'm just introducing the Nephilim Queen. Look at that. And so this is the right channel. Is this Kingdom Comics channel? I just did it on my other channel and had to delete it. But look at this crazy monster. Look at those mandibles. There's going to be whole hordes coming around. You can see them if I have to get really close, like right here. There's whole hordes of them coming down the walls off of her. And yeah, she's gigantic. She's like, okay, these are crystals there's like a cave scene. You can see there's like stalactites sketched in up here. So she's in a giant underground cavern and she's hatching hordes. This is like a dream sequence, like a premonition. Oh, hey, Nighthawk Warrior. Cool to see you. Yeah, thanks, man, for stopping in. Looks cool. Also, Gary's been live again, so Humphrey Bear. That's cool. Tell Humphrey Bear I'm very close, man. This is the last page. And I also may have found an inker. That's another thing I wanted to talk about is I may one of the viewers, Fenner Fire, who hooked up. He basically we hooked up over on Twitter. He's been searching for inkers to help me out, so I might just have to pencil this in nice and tight and send it over to him and let him put the inks to it. I got to talk to the guy. He wants to see my pencils, and I want to see his inks. But that would be cool if I found an inker. But this is a dream sequence. Like the main character during the first issue is having like he's plagued by dreams, which you can interpret are from God, basically. Which and they I don't ever really. I just kind of leave everything up to the viewer in a lot of cases. Like I'm not like, but anyway, yeah, that people and that him and others that follow him think are from God. And basically, if you don't know what the storyline is, archangels are these warriors who've built a ship called the Ark, and it's like post-apocalyptic, war decimated America, but in the future a little further, like 2035 or so. And they're going around picking up the remnants of humanity and bringing them aboard the ship that they've built from stealing technology from these guys, the Nephilim. So they basically are and there's little fighter squads too that I'm working on, like little fighter jet like looking things that they deploy, and it's going to start out early in the like where they're just testing everything out, and they only have like 50 to 100 people or so on board the Ark. It's very big. The Ark is almost as big as her, and she's gigantic. So, and they're just a little spoiler. At some point, they're going to battle her in the Ark. They're going to battle the Nephilim Queen. But she has a human avatar, which is like a pretty hot but like really evil female that is like that's like up on this, in our dimension basically. And this is kind of a premonition that he has. He's dreaming of these like underground passages, and I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to spoil it completely. But yeah, and then he sees the Nephilim Queen with like her armies like coming towards you, and they're like Saint Bernard sized like locust things. Some of them have wings and stuff like that. I'm going to get more into it. And they lay eggs in people, and I'm not going to tell you what happens when they lay an egg in somebody, but it's really gruesome, and they like chop people's limbs off and bite people's heads. It's going to be a little on the gory side here and there. I mean, it has to be. It's a comic book, I got to show some people getting hurt, you know what I mean? Because that's how it goes when you fight evil. Things get broken and people get hurt. Thank you. Hello, what is it? Wrench 122 1202 XD. Nice to see you. Yeah, hope you if you're tuning in, this is the final last page that I have to get done, not for the entire comic, but I'm doing 5 full pages of artwork before I launch on Indiegogo. So I'm going to I kind of want to start inking this, but I think I'm just going to finish penciling it for the inker and see how he does. And if he's a really good inker, then then I might just start hiring an inker to actually do this and just do the pencils, which would take a load off of me, to tell you the truth. So we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to do a little update and let you guys know that I'm still working hard, and I'm probably going to be on later. Whatever I do, I'm going to be on later tonight, finishing this up live. I'm going to set up or maybe tomorrow, because I think Dave Finch is on right now, so I'm kind of watching Dave Finch. But maybe tomorrow I'm gonna set up my drawing area. I'm gonna do some live drawing. I might take some requests and just draw some characters live. Like if anybody wants me to do like super, like some fan art for other here, like Wolverine or somebody like that. Maybe I'll do a live drawing of that for somebody. I think I'm gonna start doing some live art on my channel again. Just took me a while to get set up to be able to live stream again because I have the laptop I was live streaming with. I need to run my Wacom now, so I had to get I had to get a third laptop, and all I got to do really is get a camera, like a Logitech or something, and I'll probably be able to like basically aim the camera at the Wacom or at my drawing table. So I'm going to be basically doing live art very soon here by tomorrow. I'm going to imagine, and my work, or my money situation's a little better right now. I just had my tenant moved in, and I got a tenant downstairs, and they got their own apartment pretty much, and I got my own place up here, so we don't even have to look at each other if we don't want to, which is pretty cool. That's the way to do it. I'm telling you, find yourself an upstairs, downstairs, like condo apartment. I got kind of lucky that this place was bought for me when I was married, and our marriage didn't work out. And this place wasn't in my name yet, so there's no way she could have really took it from me in court. My parents just kind of bought it for us, but left it in their name, and we paid all the bills, and it was a wedding present. But when we split up, when we divorced, we had a really nice car, and I was like, "Look, you take the car. I won't even, I don't even care. You take the car. It's all paid for anyway." And I was like, "And I'll take the house." And I'm so glad it worked out, because now I have basically a really big place here. I mean, it's too big for me, really. That's why I don't need the whole place. So I might do a little tour just because it came out so good. But I'm just saying this to say that I'm going to have more time to draw now, because I'm not going to have to work a full-time job. I don't need a lot of money to, like I've said, to hold this place down, and to have a little bit of food in my refrigerator, and for my doggy, so we don't starve to death. I only need about six, and to have internet so I can have a channel and live stream and all that. I only need like $600 or $700 a month. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what's going on. I rented out the downstairs I made a little. I had to do some stuff to make it so that I could, I basically made a kitchen upstairs out of one of the bedrooms that has a tile floor. It didn't have carpeting in it. It already had tile. So I just put a little counter in there with, like, a George. I've already talked about this, but I got a George Foreman grill, and like a toaster oven, and a crock pot and everything. And I kind of put some wiring up through here so that because like your average bedroom outlet can't handle the amps that you need to run like a George Foreman grill. It'll like, you'll be constantly down in the basement, like flipping this, flipping the breaker back on basically because it trips it. So I had to do some finagling, but it worked out. I got a kitchen upstairs, and they got a kitchen downstairs. They got a bathroom downstairs. I got a bathroom. We each got a, he's got basically a big bedroom / living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom, and for 600 a month. And that includes the utilities basically, so he doesn't have to worry about, it's flat 600. And then there's a third room downstairs that we're going to share because I want it for storage, so that way he has room for storage so that all his belongings aren't in his living space, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to just give him I wanted to give him the full downstairs, but I was like, dude, I'll give you access to the other room down there as long as I have access to it too, so that I can store some stuff down there and he can store some stuff in there, and then we can keep some stuff. And then I got an attic upstairs, which is almost ready to. I'll probably renovate that over like in the spring or something, like re-sheetrock it and paint it, and then that will be real. And then I'll have the attic and the second level, and then he'll have, and then of course he'll have the downstairs. But either way, it's going to work out. I said all that to say that basically I got his rent coming in now. So if I want to like mow lawns and shovel driveways here and there, or do a little painting or whatever, or a little landscaping on the side to make a little money, I can do that. But I don't have to pull the 9 to 5 now, which means I can get up every day and do almost anything I want, which is going to be draw. I'm going to draw, because that's what I do. I like to draw. So I'm very close to getting this basically inked and scanned, and then Humphrey Bear, my letterer, I'm gonna send it over for him to letter. Hey, what's up? Nice to see you, Arlene. I think I met you over on Gary's podcast. Thanks for joining me. I'm showing off page 5. Here's what she looked like before, which is cool, but that's not nearly as gnarly as that. Look at that. Look at these eyes, huh? Imagine seeing like, her like some 300-foot tall giant, like praying mantis, like locust creature. Ooh. And all these hordes of little insect things scampering around like giant hounds, basically. Like one of these is basically a little bigger than a person, so you'll see people just like getting their heads chopped off and they open up like scissors. How are they different from Starship Troopers? Oh, they're pincers, or they're not just spear things, they're pincers. See, there's a lot. So these are like scissors. They can chop, stab, chop, whatever. And they lay eggs in people. And when they lay eggs in people, it's really bad what happens after that. I'll get into that too. So it's a little bit of a horror comic. Yeah. Okay. So you've been here before. Right on. I'm glad you're tuning in. I'm trying to get this comic book Archangels off the ground. It's pretty cool. It's where these 3 kind of, they're military guys that have access, basically what's left of the Republic after total decimation of the country. They get their resources together, a lot of them being military with access to like, military vehicles and equipment. They kind of hijack a sub and they go down under the earth to where the Nephilim Queen is. This is backstory that I'm telling you. And they steal a bunch of pre-flood technology, because there was a time when there was things like her, like monsters all over the earth is what this gets into. And but just kind of like the Bible says, like there was a giant flood that wiped everything out. But the fallen angels that created all these monsters also had a bunch of technology, like in like these high tech cities like Atlantis and stuff like that, which is all buried deep, 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 deep down under the sea, like under the earth now. So they take the sub down into like this underground passage that the commander of the Ark, or the Ark's not built yet. This is backstory. The commander is just like, they basically get proof. They get absolute proof that his premonitions come true, and they find out that indeed, right where he is shown in a dream, there's this like entrance under the ocean down into the earth. So they go down in there with a submarine and some troops, and it's not pretty. Like they basically, there's these things are hanging around, but the queen is gone. Most of them are gone, and the queen is gone. And they go in and they they fight. They get in fights with monsters, and a lot of guys die. But they escape with like this pre-flood technology that they eventually use to build the Ark. And this storyline picks up when the Ark is just built, and they're just kind of staying in hiding. You know what I mean? And testing it out. Like the first mission that I open up in issue 1 with is one of their test runs. And I think they're going to be based out of Houston, Texas area, because from my research, they're one of the few states that would still have oil and fuel and like refineries and stuff like that. So basically they, even though it's been bombed and ravaged, they kind of basically they kind of rebuild. It's probably going to be based out of Houston or someplace like that in Texas, and they kind of get the refineries going and stuff like that. So basically, the first mission is like off the Gulf of Mexico, and then like they go, and then they after they finish the first mission, they go back to they go back to Houston. And basically the commander's sleeping, and then he has a premonition of the queen. That's how I introduce the Nephilim Queen. So somewhere I think maybe towards the very end of the issue 1 that I'm going to release on Indiegogo is where he's dreaming of these underground passages. And then you see her, like, then you turn the page and it's just like a big splash page of her with all these with the hordes of insect creatures coming at you basically. And that should kind of introduce, because I got to introduce at least one bad guy, and she basically has a human avatar that is a female that she controls directly. That is like one of the leaders of all the evil hordes up here on Earth that are like it gets in. It's like it's a very epic. It's a battle between good and evil, and it's like the few good people on Earth, like the Ark. They're going around in the Ark and trying to pick up like survivors that are not evil, basically, and make them part of the basically part of. They have they're building a community. They're building almost like the Truman Show. You know what I'm saying? They're building like an indoor, like artificial, world inside, inside the Ark, because the Ark is pretty much almost as big as her, and she's huge. Basically, she's like a few 100 feet tall. She's basically Godzilla size or something like that. So I just thought I would show this page off, page 5, the Nephilim Queen. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be a cool story. I wish I could tell you what happens when these guys lay eggs in people. Basically, like, oh man, it's crazy. I don't want to get into it. But some of them fly too. Some of them have wings. There's different mutations. And then there's another type that I want to get into also that I can't get into. But this isn't the only type of they're basically like these giant locust creatures. They're really gnarly, and they just eat and devour everything and chop everything up in their path. And that's just one of the bad guy, one of the main. She's one of the main bad guys, and like I said, she has a human, like female avatar that she possesses. Like she can, like she controls like the hive mind of like all her of all her underlings, basically. So that's how that's gonna go, and I'm going to be doing some live drawing. I'm starting to get more of an audience here, and things are building, things are picking up, and I'm not in too much of a hurry to launch. I see people sort of doing things resembling my storyline, but no, uh, I'm, which makes me want to be hasty and launch now because I'm sick of people taking. I don't know if they're taking my ideas or if it's like that K-fab or whatever. Effect or something like that, but like but I'm not going to be too hasty. I'm thinking I can launch by, we'll see how fast. Okay, all right, there's a couple factors. If I keep inking it myself, I only have one more page to ink, which is this page, which I'll probably ink live. That's what I should do, is just assume I'm going to ink myself and ink this page live. And then I already have some pencils that are pretty much done that I can send to the other inker. So this is the way this is going to go. If I ink this page myself and I don't end up using an outside inker, then I'll probably launch in a couple weeks. If I do meet this guy, I'm probably going to Skype with him or whatever, messenger with him online and talk and show him my artwork, and he's going to show me his. Or we'll send each other, or we'll email and send each other images, however we do it. If I like this inker and he likes me as a penciler and we think it's going to work out, then it might be delayed. I don't know how fast he is, but I'll probably just turn all my inks to blue line and then just either finish inking this or finish penciling it, either one, and then send this to him, and I'll just let him re-ink the 5 pages himself in his style. If it's better than mine, why not? I'll pay him like $100 a page or something, you know what I mean? 50 to 100, depending on how much detail, you know what I mean? I'll pay him like 50 to 100 a page. And in that case, then it could get delayed for another, probably, I don't know. I mean, if he's too slow and he can't do 5 pages within by March, then then why bother? You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get this in people's hands. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have it look crappy, but I'm trying to get it in people's hands as soon as possible. So I'm guessing that. So I guess once again, I said all that to say this. This will either be out like halfway through February or sometime in March. Like it'll be a launching on Indiegogo. But either way, I gotta have my once he's done inking it, I gotta have my letter it. But as far as I know, Humphrey Bear's really quick. He can probably letter multiple pages a day. So I'll just, I'm not really concerned with the letter. The lettering's not going to take that long. So, but anyway, here it is, and I'll be on live. I'm going to start inking this either tonight or tomorrow. So look for me to be doing a live stream either tonight or tomorrow. I kind of want to watch David Finch right now because he's one of the people that I learned from. But and he does a lot of like rocks and jagged rocky surfaces and stuff like that, like I'm going to be doing in this picture. So I'm probably going to watch David Finch, and if I still feel like it, and I don't know how late people are going to be up, but if I still feel like it, maybe around midnight or so, I'm going to live stream. And if I don't live stream by midnight, then I'll get up tomorrow, eat breakfast, walk my dog, and then probably before noon sometime I'll be live streaming tomorrow, doing inks. So I want to cut it kind of short. It's almost a half an hour, but like I said, I'll be on here more. I'm going to be doing live drawings, so trust and believe I'll be on here doing some inking either tonight or tomorrow. But as for now, until next time, this is Kingdom Comics, and this is the Nephilim Queen.